How's it going, everybody? This is Dr. Jake here from Chiropractic First of Rockford. I just wanted to touch base and kind of continue what I talked about previously on certain things that we could prehab, which is a lot better than rehab. First, I want to emphasize, as the name says, Chiropractic First. When we look at the spine, we want a healthy spine. A healthy spine will allow the body to function at optimal speed. Now, the things that I'm going to talk about is how to speed up the process. And one thing that when we think of chiropractic work, we think of course, adjustments. But the reason we're adjusting is to make sure that the spine is moving correctly and we don't have impingements, especially on the impingements of the nerves. That's going to affect every cell, tissue, organ in the body. So that also means that it's going to affect how muscles fire, and firing patterns are important. If a muscle doesn't fire properly and it's supposed to be a big mobile muscle, then that means a stabilizing muscle or a smaller muscle has to chip in and can fatigue a lot quicker and cause havoc wherever those attachment sites are and cause spasming, which can eventually cause pain. When we think of muscles surrounding the spine, that is structural support muscles for the most part. And if they fatigue, then that's going to put stress on the joints of the spine. And that's what we don't want. We want to create a buffer. So what I'm going to talk about specifically today is the muscles on the hip. So piriformis, we've all heard of piriformis syndrome, glutes, IT band, we've heard of IT band, and the different range of motions of the hip. If that starts lacking, these muscles will have a problem firing properly, which will cause additional issues with low back, knees, surrounding areas. So when I think of nerve issues, I look at innervation. So we all talk about sciatic pain. Those nerves coming out of the spine are usually connected with sciatic pain, usually also connected with nerves that go to the hips. So the piriformis, glute med, IT band, which is really TFL. If we could learn how to fire these properly, or at least turn them on, they won't be as stupid as they are, because usually they're not weak muscles, they're just stupid. So what we want to do is individualize those muscles so that way nothing else fires, and purposely continue to fire them on and off before, because it makes it a mainstream contracting muscle. The one way we're going to do that is going to put one foot on the knee, and all we're going to do is we're going to contract the glute so that knee falls down, and then relax. Contract the knee, it falls, and then relax. If we continue to do that throughout the day, that's going to isolate a big mobilizing muscle to turn on very, very quickly and inhibit some of the other muscles that are more supporting. That's kind of what we want to do in everyday motion. Also, like getting up from a sitting position or sitting down. These are constantly things that I hear about in office that do cause concern and pain. And if you're doing it consistently and doing it with improper biomechanics, eventually something's going to give. So that is super, super simple. You can do that throughout the day. Contract the glutes, relax. This is going to work for both the piriformis and the glutes. All right. The next one, and this is only going to be 2 exercises, but if you do these, I promise you, you're going to see a big benefit. The second one is firing the quads, which is going to relax the TFL. And all I'm doing is I'm using a simple paper towel, putting it underneath my knee, and I am trying to contract the quads. And when doing so, I'm trying to contract the quads so that I don't put any pressure on the paper towel. If I do, I'm doing it wrong. You cannot do this exercise properly and not fire both the quads and the IT band effectively. So this is something that's definitely something to practice. What I see a lot when it first happens is when people start firing, they either lift up their leg or they bring their whole body in and hold their breath. Keep doing it until it's second nature. The one thing that I always say is we don't load an unstable foundation. Well, firing patterns are very much a proper coordinated response to what we deal with in daily life. So if they are not working properly, then that is loading an unstable foundation because something else has to take that blunt of effort. So anyways, I know that's a lot. I know it was simple exercises with a long explanation, but these things are effective, and you'll be surprised how quickly some of these phantom pains that do come up start disappearing once you use these two exercises. You guys have a good night. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.